Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Welch on Ice. Today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. Today we are going to be simming through an entire Be a Pro career. We are going to see how long it takes to win the Stanley Cup, see how long it takes to win the Art Ross Trophy, the Maurice Richard. We are going to see how decorated our Be a Pro player can be totally through simulation today. So it's a little bit different content today, but we're going to try to see how a Be a Pro progresses through simulation. Okay, so as always, we are going to do a random generator name. Okay, right out the bat on our random generator, we have the name Troy Mercer. I think I like that. Okay, so the position, we're going to do a skater. So I'm going to shut my eyes, count to 10, and we're going to totally randomize this entire Be a Pro. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Troy Mercer is from Germany, and we'll make him a lefty. Why not? Hey Siri, pick a number between 1 and 100. 23. As you can see here, 23. So that's the number that we're gonna be. It doesn't really matter what our guy looks like too much, just because we're not gonna be able to see him. So we'll stick with the main baseline details that EA gives us as a 6'1", 200-pound person who rarely fights. So we'll just stick with the base and see how that simulates. Okay, so we'll start the career out. And again, we are totally 100% simulating this career. We are going to prove ourselves and give it our all and show that we belong at this level. I'm thinking because our guy's a lefty, maybe we'll make him a left wing. We'll go a left wing center, so that way there's an option there as well. I'm thinking for this one, we're gonna be a playmaker. Playmakers score goals as well, so we'll see. We'll see how a playmaker plays out. We definitely want to get our offensive awareness up, because that's what's gonna put points on the stat sheet. What should we do next? Should we go passing again and then agility, or should we go speed and endurance? Maybe some speed and endurance, so that way we maintain a good health or good energy on our shift. Okay, let's go tape to tape. We're really playing into the playmaker mentality here. Now, before we start our career out simulating, I just want to take this moment to say thank you guys for taking the time to watch these videos. It means a lot to get the support that I've been getting, but also feel free, if this is your first time watching, like, subscribe, send it to a friend. We're going to be doing a lot more simulation videos over the course of the next couple months, and so if you like sports simulation videos, make sure you subscribe, because that content is going to be coming your way. And so I hate being the guy who's like, subscribe, but just do it. What's stopping you, really, you know? All right, we'll get back into the gameplay here. So I think for the World Juniors, I'm going to sim it game by game, and same with the Memorial Cup. However, when we get to the actual NHL, we'll just sim the whole season at a time, I think is how we'll do it. So we'll sim this game, and we'll see if Troy Mercer has anything to add to Germany's game. 1 minute at a time. Okay, Finland opens up the scoring. You know, I could see this coming. You know, Germany not doing too hot. They're, you know, one of the lower ranked teams in the juniors. They beat Denmark this year to stay in the relegation game, so they're in the tournament again next year, but they didn't win a game all World Juniors, which is okay. Oops, I simmed the whole period by accident. My bad. So 3-1, so Schwartz got a goal there. So I don't know if we actually have any points yet. There we go. We got our first goal of the World Juniors. To make it a 1-goal game, but then Finland gets another goal quickly to make it 4-2. Okay, the shots are 38-21 right now, so we're getting outworked here, but we're still in it. Let's see. Can we They get an empty net goal, and Finland wins 5-2. So let's check out our stats. Did we get a goal and assist, or just the goal? Okay, so we had a goal on 4 shots. Okay, not too bad. 17 minutes. Not too bad. So there's 1 point for us. Something to help out the stock at least. Okay, so we're playing Team Czechia for the bronze. Okay, so Czechia opens up the scoring, 1-0, very early on in the period too, I might add. Okay, so the end of the first period, and it's only 1-0, so there's still hope for us here. Shots are pretty even too, 13-15 for us actually, so we're putting in the work here. But it's Czechia again who scores. Make it 2-0. 3-0 for Czechia at the end of the second. So it's our odds of getting bronze are looking a little bit slim. We might even get shut out in this game. Even though the shots are pretty even, they're just capitalizing on their chances. And then it's 4-1. Okay, so we got a goal as a team. Who knows if we had an assist on that? I sure hope so, because we had a challenge to get 1 point. So we're going to see whether or not we got an assist on that goal. And I don't even see our guy. He's all the way down here at the bottom. No points. It was a -1. We won 16 of 26 faceoffs. So we did pretty okay in the faceoff dot, 61.5%. Overall, not a great game. Actually, not a good game at all. And we walk away from the tournament with nothing. Exactly. Okay, so in between the World Juniors and the Memorial Cup, I was able to get 11 X Factor points and 4 trait points. So let's select which X Factors we want for our simulated Be a Pro career. So I'm thinking that we should, since we already have a passing one, we should have some sort of shooting one, or perhaps a skating one like wheels or elite edges. I'm thinking that we should unlock wheels because it's good to be fast, right? We'll add 1T in our arsenal too. I want to try to get a rocket at least once, so we'll get a shooting one in there as well. Okay, then we'll jump over here and we'll do our traits. So we'll unlock the skating trait firstly. That's one of the first ones I like to unlock. Maybe we'll up our puck skills. And then we'll give 1 to shooting as well, on to maybe power. We will simulate through. So the first one is against the Moncton Wildcats. And they open up the scoring for us. Or against us, I should say. And let's see, is anything else really going to happen? Okay, so O'Donnell gets one. I'm not sure which line we're on. You know what, we should have looked at the lines before we started. Maybe before the next game, we'll take a peek at the lines. Okay, and they take a 2-1 lead on us. Although we're out shooting them by 9 shots at the moment. So we gotta start burying on our chances here, guys. And a 3-1 lead for the Moncton Wildcats. I think that's their name. Wildcats? I'm sorry if that's wrong, but I think that's what it is. Okay, so we get back within 1 goal here, but then we give them a power play right away after that. What's up with that, guys? Okay, can we get another one, or will they get an empty net goal on us? Okay, no empty net goal, but we weren't able to score, so it's 3-2. Let's see what our stats were for that game. So we had an assist in that game, but we were also a -1, so that's not very good. We only had 1 shot on net. Let's take a look at the face-off dot here. We were 60.9% on the dot. That's a pretty good stat. That'll hopefully get our draft stock up a little bit. Okay, as promised, we are going to look at our lines ahead of game 2. And so we're on the second line here with 3 X Factors and a 72 overall. Riddle me that, who knows. But, so our line mates are Holmes and Rosetto. They look like brothers. You see that? They look the exact same to me. I could be way wrong. Okay, anyways. Okay, playing against the Rimouski Oceanic. Crosby's old team. They open up the scoring on the power play. I think one of our problems we've seen so far is we've never actually opened up the scoring ourselves in a game, and so we want to be able to be the team that can pounce first and get our opportunities. We let in a goal. We got to get 2 quick here, boys, if we want any shot of getting back in this game. But instead we give them a power play. But we get our own. Will we capitalize on it? We do not. That is sad. That's very sad. And 3-0 on the empty net goal. We did not get a single goal in that entire game. Definitely not helping out the draft stock. Okay, if we lose this game, I'm assuming we don't make it through the round robin phase of the Memorial Cup. So we'll see how we face off against the Medicine Hat Tigers. Gavin McKenna, will he just absolutely snipe on us? Again, we want to be the team to open up the scoring. And can we do it on the power play? No, we can't. We're out shooting them pretty good here, though. So I'm liking it so far. It looks like we're having the pressure this game. Okay, so no goals in the first period. We get a quick power play at the start of the second, and then give them one immediately after. But neither of those produce goals. Are we going to head into the third tied at 0? Let's see. We do. Oh, this is interesting. Who's going to come out on top here? And we are heading into overtime. Are we going to get through 4 periods without a goal? Wow. Okay, so we've gone through 4 periods without a goal. Shots are 34-31, so it's a big defensive game. And simulation, we did not win. We lost 1-0. All right, Mercer, so we were -1, 4 shots. We were 60% on the faceoff dot. So faceoff seemed to be our strong suit, at least in the Memorial Cup. But we didn't get a single win. Okay, so we were ranked 173rd right now in the draft. So that's what, the 8th round? Not the 8th round, sorry. The math is hard sometimes. The 5th round. Now that we have our X Factor abilities, I'm not too concerned about simulating and getting trait points, that kind of thing. I feel like if we're going to be simming through a whole career, that's just going to take a very long time. So I'll apply this last trait point here. Maybe we'll give our shot a little bit more power, because why not? Okay, so first overall pick goes to the New York Islanders. We saw them pick Schaefer this year, but let's see. Will they defy the odds and pick the 173rd ranked player? Okay, so it is time for the draft. Time to see which team selects us. It's going to be a gamble. I really have no idea who has the 175th pick. The Calgary Flames. We're bringing the cup back to Canada, my friends. Okay, so we were drafted by the Calgary Flames. It's time to advance to next season and see what's in store for us. Okay, so here we are at the start of our very first preseason. We're gonna meet the boys in the locker room. Is that our captain, Backlund? Okay, so we're gonna try to get 2 assists. One thing that I didn't even consider is the fact that we could simulate and play poorly and just have an AHL career. So hopefully that's not the case. I guess we're gonna find out. Okay, so we're going to just sim to the end of the chapter, which is our first 3 games, and then we're going to do a little recap on how we did. But first, before we do that, let's check and see what kind of lines we're working with here. I'm assuming we're on the... Yeah, okay, so we're on right wing. Interesting. We picked left wing, but they put us on the right. So this is the line for the first game, so not too much going on. Huberdeau, Coleman, Fabry. We're on a line with Lomberg and Bastian. So we'll see how we fare here. So we'll advance to the end of the chapter. Okay, so we lost 3-2 and we lost 5-3. So that's unfortunate. Check out what team I'm on again, Calgary. So we got 0 points in the game against Vegas. And then we had 0 points in the game against Edmonton. Not a very hot start. We kind of need 2 points in this last game here. Okay, so we're getting 4th line minutes now, so that's it's pretty unfortunate. I'm starting to think that Be a Pro wasn't meant for simulation. Okay, so we've played 6 games in the preseason and we have 0 points, so it's not looking too promising. Okay, so we did not make the NHL roster in our very first season. You know what? That's kind of expected, to be honest. Who really makes the NHL roster in their first season unless they're a franchise player? Very few people do. Okay, so we are in the minors now. Okay, so we're going to sim to our first game, and Macklin's going to say boo-hoo, you didn't make it. So the way that they have Be a Pro set up right now is that there's this new activities page, and when your health gets low, you lose 5% acceleration, durability, agility, endurance, speed, and strength. Also, when your like abilities get low, you lose passing, offensive awareness, social media followers, money, line scores. And so it's kind of one of those things you have to monitor. So I don't think I can just sim a full season at once. I'm going to have to sim it 14 days at a time, I think, in order to keep my health in a good spot, in order to keep the like abilities at a good spot. So this may take a little bit longer than I had thought. Okay, so through the first 12 games, we have 3 goals and 2 assists. So not super hot, to be honest. We're very close to our form score goal, but we never took a moment to actually look at the line. So we're on the first line here. We're at a 75 overall with Hanzik and Bastian. And so we're trying to work our way up to a spot here. But 3 goals and 2 assists through 12 games just might not be good enough. Okay, so we are nearing the halfway point of the season. We've played 39 games and we only have 20 points. We have 8 goals and 12 assists. So it's been a rough simulation for us so far. Since the start of the season, we've gotten our overall up by 2. We started the season as a 74 overall, and now we're a 76. So, all things considered, not the best, I would say, for the start of our Be a Pro career, but in this chapter, this is the closest we've been to getting back in the NHL. We're at a 71 form score, and we need a 75. And so, I am really, really hoping that this can be the game that brings us up to the 75. So let's simulate it and see. It was close. I thought we could do it, but that game brought us down to a 65. About halfway through. Well, we'll just keep on grinding out here in the AHL, and hopefully we can start getting some wins going. And I'm wondering if I might want to revisit our X Factor situation. I think 1T just isn't the one that we need here. So I think I'm gonna swap out 1T for a different ability. I'm wondering if Elite Edges will help us open up a little bit of ice to make plays. So I think I'm going to unlock this ability and swap that out for 1T. And we'll see. Hopefully that can up our ability to make plays. We'll see if it makes a difference. Also, we're at the halfway point of the season. We've played 42 games. So let's see what things are looking like for our team here. So standings wise, I don't think we're doing too hot. So we're all the way down here in 9th in our division. So if we were to go to the Western Conference, it's not looking like we're making a playoff spot this year. We're 3rd last in our conference. So we're definitely a rebuilding team. As far as our points go, we are 3rd on our team in points. Only Bastian and Pospisil is ahead of us. So all things considered, we're not doing too bad as far as our team goes. We're just on a pretty rough team. So, and here we're 1 game away from our end of chapter. We're 82 average, 75 target. So this might be the chapter where we make the jump up to the NHL here. We had a 74 out of 75 form score and they're not calling us up. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, I guess we're not quite there yet. But look at, do you see what happened there? Look at that. We have an A on our jersey now. Okay, so our first season of our Be a Pro career is done. We stayed in the NHL or the AHL, sorry, for the whole season. We weren't able to crack a roster spot in the NHL. Let's check out what our team stats were. We ended the season 31, 34, and 7. So that is 2nd last in our division. In the conference, we were 3rd last. So nothing really changed from the midpoint of the season. We led our team with 45 points. It looks like Bastian was traded at the deadline. I don't see him on here anymore. The next person on our team had 36 points. So overall, not a super high scoring team, which is really unfortunate if you think about it. We have elite medium potential, so our potential didn't go up at all. We're a depth forward, so we're not a superstar. We're only a 77 overall, so we were getting 17 minutes of ice time per game, so not really a whole lot to work with here. But what we're going to do is we're going to sim ahead to the next season and see what it is that we can do to make our player better in the off season. And we're going to use our energy up to get as many trait points as possible. This is going to be the off season of trait points, so that way we can come back to preseason even stronger. Okay, so we are here again at the start of our preseason. Over the off season, we were able to accumulate 14 trait points. So let's try to divvy those out now in a way where we can really tap into our strengths here. So
I think we need to up our passing. Our passing is only an 83. So if we up that would be great. Maybe we'll even up it 2 and get it up to an 85. You know what? Why not 3? Let's get our skating going as well. What's our endurance looking like? We're at an 86 at 87. So maybe we'll up our endurance once, our speed another time, and then we'll give our agility a little extra kick too, because why not? Our defensive game isn't super great, so I might just up that just so that way we can get maybe a couple more turnovers or whatnot. Maybe a little more stick checking. And then lastly, I should have done that first. Okay, when we get one more trait point, we'll unlock the influential answers. What the influential answers does is it gives us a lower form score target for our chapters. So that way it makes it a little bit easier to advance in the lineup. Once I get one more trait point, I'll get that. So that way it makes it just a slightly bit easier to upgrade. Okay, so we'll sim to our next preseason game against Edmonton, and we'll have a little chit chat with the GM. Okay, so like I was saying, see that influential answer that's locked? These other targets are a 70 form score. If we have that influential, the target's only a 65. So it makes it just that much easier, and it doesn't give us a secondary challenge like score 1 goal or get 2 assists. So I think we'll be able to score 1 goal in this preseason. I'm pretty confident about that. So hopefully that'll show the GM what we have to offer. We'll score a goal and we'll get that 70 form score, and we'll really crack the roster this time. So we didn't get our goal here of getting an 80 form score in that second chapter of the preseason. We didn't make the roster either, so we had 2 assists in 7 preseason games, so not the greatest, but what we're going to do is we're going to sim to our next game here. Okay, so before we start this season, we're going to take a look at our lines and see what's different. So Hansik's still centering for us here, so we're on the left. We got my favorite name of all time, Pitlick, on the right wing of the second line, and Sam Lafferty. Okay, so it looks like we have a little bit more depth this season. Last season, I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves me right, we had some low 70s on that fourth line, and so even low 70s here. So I think we might have a little bit more depth offensively. Let's check out our defense. Not the greatest. We only have an 80 overall for our defensemen. Same with our offense. And then if we go check out our goalies, that might be a problem. Only a 71 overall for our goalies. So we'll see how our simulation takes form here in the second year. So we'll see how things go here for us. So we are progressing a little bit. We've gotten up to an 80 overall now, which is great. And we're only 2 points off from our chapter target for our form score. So we're going to see if we can get up to a 65 and finally crack a roster spot in the NHL in our second season. So we're going to advance today and see how we do.
Congrats, you're going to the
We
NHL.
did it. Awesome. I love it, guys. That's so great. So we're only on the fourth line. So we're going to get fourth line minutes. So that's only going to be probably 6-7 minutes a game. Or, who knows? Maybe the fourth line for the Flames plays a little bit more. I think I'm going to use the cheat code because I really want to stay in the NHL and I really want to just have an NHL career. So I think I'm going to unlock it, even though it's a little bit of a cheat code, but it's something that's available to us. So we're going to take it. So the importance 1 influential answer unlocks conversation answer that allows your pro to stay in the NHL. Okay, so we're going to sim this game and see what our first NHL game is like. They're playing St. Louis Blues, so okay, Sharon Govich gets the first goal for us, so that's good for us. We're really out shooting them 13-5 right now. And first period's coming to a close here. Let's see any other goals. Okay, Zari and Susie. Wow, way to end the first period, guys. You love to see it. Anything in the second period happening? Seems like a relatively boring period. We're severely outshooting them. Zari with his second goal of the game. So let's start the third period. Up 4-0. Taking a commanding lead. Michael Bunting gets a goal to make it 5-0. St. Louis didn't know what hit them today, but they're on the power play and nothing to show for it. So we still have the 5-0 lead. That is great. Let's see. Did we get any assists on any of those points? Did we do anything in the game? Since we're all the way down here, it doesn't look like it. We had 2 shots on net. No penalty minutes. Again, we're playing fourth line, remember, so we didn't take any face-offs. Is there time on ice? Okay, over here. We had 11 minutes on ice. Only 2 shots to show for it, so nothing too outstanding in our first game. We're really going to see if we can turn things around here for our next game against Dallas. Now, I'm going to sim every game until we get our first NHL point, just to make things interesting. And then once we get our first NHL point, I'm going to from there just simulate as normal. Okay, and right away, Michael Bunting gets a goal in the first minute of the game. That's a great start for us, followed by Lawton. He gets a power play goal, but Seguin quickly scores after that. And Zari, wow, what a first period. A lot going on in the first period. We got 2 power play goals, tons of power play minutes. Our player wouldn't be getting those minutes yet on the fourth line, but still. I'm really hoping that we got an assist on at least 1 goal, but since there were 2 power play goals, I'm not very hopeful. Oh, and with 32 seconds left of the period, Duchesne makes it a 1-goal game. Okay, let's see. Can we hold the lead for the third? Oh, and Rantanen ties it up. But right away, Coronado gets a goal a minute after that, and we win the game 4-3. Okay, let's see. Did we get any assists or anything like that? Doesn't look like it. We're not at the bottom of the list, though, it appears. We only had 6 minutes and 29 seconds of ice time. Gadet had 8:40. I'm thinking that's a line mate. And Zari is... You know what? I totally forgot to look at the lines. Okay, so we had Huberdeau, Kadri, Coronado. That's our first line. Coleman, Sharangovich, and Bunting. Then Farby, Lawton, Joseph on the third. And then we got your boy Troy Mercer, Adam Gaudette, and James Van Riemsdyk, Leafs and Philly legend. We're the lowest overall on the team. We're only a 78. Makes sense. Let's see what we got going on defense here. Uyghur, Anderson, Lundqvist, Peronovich, Susie, and Bryson. What do we got going for goalies? Wolf and Vladar? Yeah, okay, that makes sense there. We got 2 wins in our first 2 games, but no points to show for it. We really want to see James Van Riemsdyk, Adam Gaudette, and Troy Mercer on the stat sheet. So we're going to advance to the next game against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Nothing, and 2-1. Joseph and Sharangovich get the goals for us. We have 3 wins in a row. That's pretty great. All the way down at the bottom, no shots, only 8 minutes, 58 seconds ice time, no face-off, so... We're really not making good use of our ice time here. So we're very quiet. Nothing really going for us. So I'm really hoping that it works out for us. 0 shots and 0 hits in 8 minutes and 34 seconds ice time. What do we do out there? Who knows? Who knows what we do out there? Apparently it's nothing. Nothing in overtime. And we get the shootout win in back-to-back games. Let's see, anything going for us here? We're down at the bottom again. We had 1 shot that game, so I guess can't complain about shots on net. Just really are struggling to find the back of the net, struggling to find our teammates and get helpers for the back of the net. But we play the LA Kings, and hopefully this can be a game. Hopefully this can be a game where we can prove ourselves and get a point. We played 5 games so far, nothing to show for it. Is game number 6 the game for us? A lot with the power play. So we get our first loss. So we were on a 5-game heater there, but nothing coming out of this game. And again, we're -3. We had 13 minutes and 50 seconds of ice time, but -3. That is some very unfortunate stuff. We are very fortunate that we got our influential answer where we don't drop down in the lineup. All right, so we're going to sim this game against the Oilers, see if we can get our first point against our rivals. They take a commanding 3-0 lead on us, and look at that. Mercer gets his first goal in the NHL. What a great time to be alive. Assists by Gaudette and Farbery. We shot 50% that game. We were a +1. Let's go. We made those 6 minutes and 37 seconds count. Mercer is on the board against the rivalry team, the Edmonton Oilers. We may have lost the game 4-1, but that's a win in my books because we finally got a point. Okay, so now that we have our first point in the NHL, we are going to advance the day. It took us 7 games, but we got it. So we're not going to sim the games like we always have. We're just going to advance 1 game at a time and see how we do. Okay, so we are halfway through our season now. We're going to take a look and see where we're sitting on our team for points. So Sharangovich is leading our team with 30 points through 48 games. And if we go all the way down here, look at that. Mercer in 30 games has 7 points. Not the rookie year we're looking for. Probably not going to get the Calder. But you know what? It is what it is. And sometimes that's just the way the simulation goes. We've got more points than our line mate Gaudette. And James Van Riemsdyk, where is he at for points? Because he was our other line mate. He's got 15 points. So yeah, we're in an okay position, I think. Perek, he's also only got 4 points, so we're in a pretty tough situation. Our team's not the greatest. We're just above 500. We're about 7 points out of a playoff spot right now, so we're still close enough that we could turn things around and make the playoffs this year. However, we're gonna see how the rest of the season unfolds for us. Oh no, that's not good. Hopefully this doesn't start a string of injured seasons, because that would just be super unfortunate. We're only in our 2nd season here. And yeah, I'm hoping that we're not out for long. Oh, we got hurt, but we're playing in the next game? Okay, sure, I'll take that. Okay, season number 2 is over. And let's take a look at our stats here. So we were 34-40-0, so that's not a playoff spot. We did not make the playoffs, unfortunately. Sharangovich was our leading scorer, followed by Coronado and Kadri. We kind of picked it up towards the end of the season. We had 22 points in 64 games, so nothing to really complain about, I guess. 22 points, 11 goals in our rookie season, 11 assists, so we had a very even split there. We were +1, only had 4 penalty minutes. We were shooting 12%, 2 game-winning goals. We averaged only 11 minutes on ice, so considering that, makes sense. 11 minutes, 11 goals, 11 assists, very, very even numbers. We like to see it. We were 43.6 in the face-off dot, only 18 hits, 4 block shots. And yes, for a 6th round pick, I guess you can't complain about that. Was it enough to win the Calder? Was 22 points enough? My guess is probably not. Actually, you know what? We can even see what we compared to other rookies if we go to rookie skaters. So we were first on our team, entire league. Yeah, no, there's no way we're winning the Calder. We got Lekarimaki, who just lights it up, I guess. He was right wing. He's a right wing. And so we're down here. We almost had as many points as Iginla, but no can do. So we missed out on the Calder, so that's a trophy that's never going to be added to our collection. But we're going to see who wins the Stanley Cup this year. Okay, so this year, the Stanley Cup champions are the Vancouver Canucks, and the Calder Cup champions are the Lee Valley Phantoms. Now, if my memory serves me right, I believe Vancouver picked up Jack Eichel and another guy who I can't quite remember off the tip of my tongue right now. So kudos to Vancouver. So Matthews gets the Art Ross, so it doesn't go to McDavid back-to-back years. Draisaitl gets the Hart still with Edmonton. Quinn Hughes wins the Norris this year. The Lady Byng goes to Point. The Calder goes to Lekarimaki. Conn Smythe, Panarin. That's right, that's who it was. It was Panarin. Vesna goes to Bob. William Jennings goes to Bob. Bill Masterson to Pareko. Selke to Matthews. Ted Lindsay to Matthews. Maurice Richard to Matthews. So Matthews was pretty decorated again this year. So we got the 7th round pick in this year's draft. So hopefully we can again get a good depth guy who can play on the 3rd line with me, and we can progress together here. Okay, so we simulated through the offseason. We got 6 X Factor points because I noticed at the start of the offseason that we actually have an X Factor that is upgradable. We can... Oh, wait. Because of my low salary funds, my passing went below an 89. So that's actually super unfortunate. Never mind. Okay, so we've got our first preseason game against Edmonton, and we didn't get any points that game. So we'll go to our next game. No points in that game either. We'll go against the Kings, and we got an assist in that game, so that's good. So we actually had a better preseason last season. In 7 games, we had 2 assists, or a goal and an assist. In this preseason, we just had the 1 assist. So, but no coaches challenge, so we're making the roster no matter what. You know what I totally forgot to do? And I always forget this. I always forget this. To look at the lines before the game starts. So we're 4 games into the season. And very curious to see how we're doing. So somehow Kadri's on the 4th line with Lawson Krause. That doesn't make sense to me. Goalies, we still got Wolf, but we lost Vladar. So now we got Phoenix Copley. We got Uyghur and Anderson again. Perek and Susi. And Nikishin and Lundqvist. Let's try to get some wins here. We're 0-3-1 to start the year off, so that's a pretty rough start. But we're gonna try to through 4 games only have 1 assist, so try to turn things around here. We're a rebuilding team, and so we're in season 3. We'll see if things don't turn around. We'll see what offers come our way for contracts for next season, but we'll have to see if we can try to show other teams and our team that we are worth the dollars. Okay, so because we got some salary perks, we're able to finally upgrade our tape-to-tape passing. So we will upgrade that now and get that all-star. So hopefully the assists start rolling in a little bit more frequently. That'd be really awesome to see. Okay, so we're at the halfway point of this season, and it's not looking too pretty, to be honest here. First of all, our team is just awful here. Let's look at our team stats. 17, 21, and 6. I wouldn't be surprised if we're last in the whole league. Okay, we're not, surprisingly. That is very shocking. We're 27th in the league, so again, still rebuilding. Coronado's got our team leading at 32 points, but then if you look down here, Mercer only has 6 goals and 7 assists through 42 games for 13 points. That is just not very pretty. Minus 16, only shooting 10% on the season. I have no power play time, so I'm not getting any power play points. Only getting about 12 minutes on ice per game. 53% in the dot, so that's kind of our saving graces. We're pretty good in the face-off dot, but man, it's been a tough go. So we'll see if in the last half we can turn it around here. Okay, so our 3rd season is complete, and we didn't make the playoffs again. I am very curious to see where it was that we landed in the standings. Let's jump over to Stats Central and take a peek at that. So we were 33, 39, and 10 on the season, so that's still a losing record. Slightly better than last season, if my memory serves me right. Could be slightly worse. I'm struggling to remember. However, in the entire league, we came 28th out of 32 teams. So again, that's pretty rough. And as far as our team goes, Coronado led again with 58 points. Zari with 54. He's a young guy who's coming up, and let's see, what's his overall? He's an 84 now. If you jump down to Troy Mercer, we only had 26 points, so that is only 4 points better than last season. We were 11 goals and 11 assists last season. We had 11 goals and 11 assists last season for 22 points. We were a +1 last season in 64 games. Now, this season, we played 80 games. We were hurt for 2 of them. So we had another 16 games under our belt, but only got 4 more points. So that's pretty unfortunate if you ask me. I think we even had more Okay, we had only had one more minute of time on ice this year than last. Still, it's pretty brutal. We had our face-off percentage go up. Didn't really hit much, didn't block much, didn't really do much of anything, to be honest. So this offseason is going to be an interesting one because we are a free agent this offseason. Now, we are a restricted free agent, so Calgary has the rights to us. However, should another team make an offer or an offer sheet, who knows? We can see about that. So let's advance to when we start getting contracts coming in. Okay, so the playoffs are over and the New Jersey Devils have won the Stanley Cup and San Jose Barracuda won the Calder. So let's take a peek at our stats for the year of who did well, who got the awards. So New Jersey won the Cup. Panarin won the Art Ross with the Canucks. He also won the Hart. The Norris went to Fox. Panarin won the Bing as well. The Calder goes to this guy, Jay Kemmel. Bratt with the New Jersey Devils gets the Conn Smythe Trophy. Then Wallstead gets the Vezina, making a case for himself. And the William Jennings. Interesting. Okay, so the Bill Masterson went to Pickering. Matthews with the Selke. How many years? He's only won it 2 years in a row now. Ted Lindsay to Panarin. And the Richard went to Nathan McKinnon. So a lot of interesting faces popping up here, especially Panarin. Who would have thought that he'd be a multi-award winner? That's good for him. Okay, so we unfortunately went from the 5th draft spot all the way, I should say all the way, one spot down to the 6th. So we lost that. Colorado jumps from 11th to 1st. Absolutely absurd. We were really hoping that we could win the lottery, but it did not work out in our favor. In Carolina, the last place jumps to 3rd too. Interesting. Poor Carolina. Okay, let's see. Do any offers come in on the 1st? They do not. Now, before I look silly, was that only my 2nd season? I'm pretty sure that was my 3rd season. Yeah, we spent the whole 1st year in the AHL, then the 2nd year, and then 3rd year. Yeah, so we should be getting a contract. We've done 3 seasons. Perhaps our 1st season in the AHL didn't count or something. I have to be missing something here because we're in free agency, but there's no contracts coming our way. Okay, so during the off season, I guess I was wrong and it wasn't our contract year. I don't know if playing the AHL had something to do with that or what, but here we are again with the Calgary Flames, and we're going into the preseason and we got 6 trait points and 7 X Factor points over the break. So we'll divvy out those trait points first and foremost. So I think the next thing we want to focus on is getting our skating into the high 80s. If we elevate our skating, I think we will elevate our level of play. So we'll get acceleration up there and we'll get agility up as well. Now for our X Factor, our tape to tape, we are very close to getting our passing up to a 93. I believe it's sitting at a 91 or a 92 right now. But once we get our salary perks back, when we get into the season, we'll be sitting around 94, I believe. Our salary perks really do make a huge difference in our overall. Like we drop about 2 overall at the beginning of each summer when we have to get rid of our salary perks. I don't know why they have it set up that we don't make money during the summer, or that way our money can't be spread out throughout the summer, but hey, here we are. And then both of these, we got our speed up to an 89. We just need to get our acceleration to an 89. And then also agility and acceleration just both aren't quite there yet, which is why we just added those skill tree points. Okay, so we ended the preseason with 4 assists. So that is the preseason with the most amount of assists we've ever had. Oh, whoa. Hello, off-season moves. So Chandler Stevenson and Mark Stone are on our line. Why they're not on the first line, you tell me. Trevor Zegras has joined the Flames. I am so pumped about this. I think that this is going to be really good. Hopefully we can finally put up some decent points. Let's see what happened on our defensive end. So we lost. Who did we lose? Who was there? I don't remember. Oh well, it's slipping my mind right now. But anyways, we lost them. Whoever our first our first D-man was on the left, but that's okay. We still have Dustin Wolf, and we have a new backup, Oliver Rodrigue. So hopefully this year, playing with Stone and with Stevenson, we can actually get some points. I would love that. Talk about a depth line.
I know you got hurt.
What?
That's a tough thing to deal with as an athlete.
Well, hopefully we're not out for super long, because that would be really unfortunate given our circumstances. Oh no, it says we're out long term. How long term is long term? Oh, it doesn't say on here how long our injury is. Oh, that sucks.
So going into this season, there were some individual performance goals that
I've been
team
injured,
sources
ding-dongs.
suggested to us were laid out for you to accomplish this year. It doesn't appear that you're tracking to hit those.
I've been injured,
Sources
ding-dongs.
suggest-
Okay, so it looks like I'm set to return to the lineup after missing the first 2 months of the season. So we're in December now, and I've only have one game under my belt, the first game that I got injured in. And so hopefully turn things around here. Let's see, how are Stone and Stevenson doing? Okay, so Stone's got 19 points in 23 games, and Stevenson 16 in 24. So, I mean, that's a better track record than what I had before. So hopefully these guys can elevate my game too. All right, in our first game back, we got a goal. So look at that. Okay, so we finally have enough to upgrade our tape-to-tape to an elite. Tape-to-tape is the best we can get it. So hopefully we start getting some more assists. And we got some wheels and elite edges still. I'm wondering if we should swap out one of those two, because we just have not seemed to have any luck with them. We're 53 games played and only 13 points this season. And I know we were injured, but still, that's just not where we want to be. Not where we want to be. Okay, so our fourth season has come to a close. We, again, did not make the playoffs. Go ahead and look to the stats. Let's see where we ended up in the standings. For the first time since we've started, we actually have a positive record. 36, 34, and 12. So we were 9 points shy of a playoff spot. So still, that's enough. That's not enough to call it close. Trevor Zegras led our team with 71 points, while Stevenson had 52. And I believe we got rid of Stone at the deadline because I don't see his name here. And we only had 18 points in 59 games. So I think we were on pace to break our record for points if we had played that out. But still, there's nothing really consistent that's going, or I guess we're consistent. We're not really having a breakout season yet. And so this was our last year of our contract. We're going to see which teams give us offers. I imagine that we wouldn't even make $1 million next year. Who knows? Maybe we'll get like 1.5, but I'd be really surprised if we did. Okay, so there's actually a number of contracts that have come our way. So we've got a 1-year deal with the Flames for $3.1 million. We've got a 2-year deal with the Kings for $2.8. A 1-year deal with the Blue Jackets for $2.96. Now, I believe they would still have Connor McDavid on their team, which would be pretty cool if we got a chance to play with him. And then the Islanders with a 2.7. So do we stick true to our rebuild with the Flames, or do we go to a winning Columbus team that has a Connor McDavid? We're going to take a deal with Columbus. Okay, so the offseason is done. We have signed with a new team, Columbus. With that interview somehow giving us 9 trait points. I don't know if that was a glitch or if that's actually the way it was designed to be. But sweet, we'll take it. And with that and the energy we spent in the offseason, we were able to get 17 trait points. Acceleration, that's also try to get some agility up there as well, because we could definitely use those wheels and elite edges. X factors increased. We can definitely use that. Okay, so another preseason's come and gone. We got 2 assists that preseason, so a pretty quiet preseason for us, to say the least. So we're going to sim to our next game against Vegas. which is our first game ever in the Columbus sweater in the regular season. Boy, am I sure glad that we signed with Columbus. Look at all these X Factor abilities on this team. And yes, they do have McDavid still. So we're going to try our best to work our way up the lineup to get to play with McDavid, because could you just imagine how many points we would get if we were playing with him? That would just be awesome. On defense too, they've got Werenski, Jersey, and Fowler, so lots of defense there. So hopefully we're not minuses too much. Our goaltending is just probably our only issue. We've got Ivan Kovic in net. He was good for Team Canada this year, but again, still trying to prove himself, an 83 overall. Hopefully this year is a breakout year for us. I would love to see us playing on some power play minutes, getting up on the second line at least. We haven't done that yet. This is our 5th season. So here we go. Let's see what we do.
Okay, so today was the trade deadline, and we on Columbus here actually made some pretty sweet acquisitions. So here we just totally revitalized our decor. We got Jonas Brodin and Zach Whitecloud for St. Louis for a first round pick. And then we also got Mikey Anderson and Drew Hellison. So a very different look at our decor here. So we're gonna take a peek at our lines and see just how much more depth we have now after the deadline. We're still on the third line. We're with Fantilli, who's an 88, and Chinnikov. So not too much changed on the offensive front. Defense though, this is where we kind of revitalized our defense. Got a couple more depth pieces, which is sweet. And then our goalies are still the same. Actually, Capo Kakinen, he's a new addition, but he looks to be a backup for us. Connor McDavid's leading our team with 76 points. That's expected. The next guy is like 30 points behind him, and that's Caden Lindstrom. Mercer, we've had another quietish year. We're really tapping into our third line scorer depth piece, I guess. We got 25 points in 62 games, 11 goals, 14 assists. So we still haven't gotten a career high goals yet. We're sitting at 11. That's like our plateau right now. So we're going to see if we can get above that. We're +2. We've only gotten 4 penalty minutes. Shooting 12%. Oh, look at that. A power play goal. I think that must be a fluke because we're not on a power play line yet. And we're still only getting about 12.47 per game. So not quite enough to really be getting the points like McDavid is. Our face-off percentage 51%. So not too bad all considered. At this point in the season, this is about the best we've ever been at. We're 1 point away from our career high 26 points. So we're going to see if we can crack 30 points this year. Okay, so we are coming up to our final game of the 2030 season, and we are sitting at a pretty good spot in the standings if I do recall. Okay, so for the first time in our career, we have made the playoffs. I think signing with the Columbus Blue Jackets was a really good way to break through that plateau in our career and actually make the playoffs. Sorry, Calgary. It's just the way that it is. Our team went 47-31-4, so we clinched our division. Did we clinch the conference? Oops, wrong way. We're in the East. We did not clinch the conference. We were 4th. So the Atlantic looks pretty stacked. Florida, Toronto, and Detroit all finishing above us. And in the entire league, we finished in 8th place. So all things considered, that's pretty good. McDavid led our team with 103 points. Fantilli was next, which is funny because he was on a line with us. But then if we go down here, woohoo, we finally did it. We got 30 points. So we had 13 goals, our career high, 18 assists, also a career high, I think. Yeah, so we hit career highs. This is AHL down here. So yeah, 13 goals, 18 assists, both career highs, 31 points. We were a +3, also a career high. That's crazy. For penalty minutes, shot 11%, so that's not what you really want to see. We were pretty good in the dot, 53%. That's almost a career high. Our
2 seasons ago, we were 0.3 better. 30 hits, 11 blocks, 47 giveaways, 32 takeaways. We only had about 12 minutes, 43 seconds per game, so not super great. We're a 90 overall, which you'd think that a 90 overall would put up more than 31 points in a season, but I think it all comes down to ice time at this point. So we really got to crack that second line if we want to do well. And so we're playing the Boston Bruins in the first round of the playoffs. Coach obviously wants to win 4 games. I do too. Let's make it to the second round, shall we? Okay, so in the playoffs, I'm going to take this one game at a time here. So we will sim the first game, see what we're working with. So Boston gets the first goal of the first game in the first period, but we clap back in the second period and get it 3-2, and your boy Troy Mercer gets his first career playoff goal. Look at that. You love to see it. Making a statement early on. Okay, so let's sim to the end of the game, and look at that. 4-3 final. Columbus takes the first game. Now, did we get any assists as well, or did we just get goals? Okay, so we had 1 goal on 2 shots, shooting 50%. I like that start. We'll take that any day. So Connor McDavid opens the scoring for us in game 2, but Boston has a strong second period this time, making it 4-2. Will we come back in this game? Let's see. We do not. So 5-2 is our final for this game. Did we get any assists or anything? We did not. Did we even get a shot on goal? We shall see. We had 2 shots on goal, and we're a -1. So 2-1 in the first period for the good guys. Let's see. They tie it up. Thomas Chabot on Boston. Look at that. Makes it 2-2. And in the third period here, we are still tied. So let's take it 1 minute at a time in overtime here and see what comes of it. Nikolai Ehlers gets the game-winning goal on the power play in overtime. We can't be giving them power plays like that, guys, in overtime. Come on. Troy, what are you doing? 46% in the dot. We got to be better than that. So we're down by 1 going into game 4. So we're really hoping that we can turn things around and win this first series. First period, Boston goes up 1-0. And Boston takes a commanding 3-1 lead in the second. Can we come back? We cannot, but we do get 1 to bring it within 1, but it's not quite good enough. Mercer, again, nowhere to be found. Oh! That's because I was looking at... Whoa! We had 20 minutes in that game, and we had 2 assists. I guess Coach really put his trust in us for that game. 50% on the face-off dot, 2 assists. I'm so used to scrolling all the way down, I didn't even think to look at the top of the scoring board. Okay, so 2 assists. That's a pretty good game for us. Were we one of the... No, we weren't. That's okay. I mean, it sucks we lost. We obviously want to keep winning because now we're within 1 game of being kicked out of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So who knows? Maybe Boston will upset us because we were at the top of the division. So we're playing a wild card team. Okay, let's see. Can we climb out of this 3-1 hole that we have put ourselves into? And we're back at home, so that's on our side. Boston takes a 1-0 lead in the first. 1-0 still at the end of the second. Let's play through the third and see. Oh, Sean Jersey ties the game at 1s. That's huge for us. That is huge. I'm taking it only 30 seconds at a time. And Vetrano makes it 2-1. You love to see it. We can't give it back to them here. Come on. Yep, kill the power play or kill the penalty kill. You love to see it. Come on, boys. Hold this 2-1 lead. We can't be the division winners just to lose in the first round. At least we weren't the President's Trophy winners, so at least we're not cursed that way. But we hold off, and it is a 2-1 game. Let's see. How did we play in this game? We had nothing. We didn't have an assist or a goal. Back down to 12 minutes. 2 shots on net. Let's jump over to game 6 as the series is 3-2 for Boston. 2-0. Not a great start. Bertuzzi and Poitras score for Boston. 3-1. I don't know, guys, if we're going to be able to climb out of this hole. Let's take it 30 seconds at a time here. Matejchuk brings us back within 1, so we got to be the ones to strike next here. Ooh, Boston goes to the power play, but will we kill it off? And we do. Good. Good. Come on, boys. McDavid, where have you been this playoffs? Come on. If there's ever a time, now is it. Oh, man. Come on. Where are you guys? Let's go. Voronkov ties the game up, and we're going to overtime. I did not see that coming. I fully was convinced we were losing. They ties the game with 51 seconds left in the period. And time... Well, that was quick. Roslovic scores 14 seconds into overtime, and the Columbus Blue Jackets have been eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs. Wow. That was very anticlimactic. That was bad. Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. We were not able to win the Stanley Cup in our first year with Columbus. Curious, how many years does he have left on his contract? He is 4? Okay, so we're signing back with Columbus if given the opportunity. Okay, so the season is over and the Dallas Stars have won the Stanley Cup, and the San Jose Barracudas have been knocked off their throne at the Calder Cup champions, are now the Hershey Bears. So Jack Hughes wins the Art Ross. Remember, he's playing with his brother Quinn. He also won the Hart. Quinn won the Norris. The Lady Byng goes to Pasta. The Calder goes to Ludwinski. The Conn Smythe goes to Rantanen. Vesna Shesterkin. Knight gets the Jennings. Schneider with the Sharks, the Bill Masterson. Matthews gets the Selke for the 4th year in a row. Ted Lindsay goes to Hughes. The Rocket goes to Pasta. Would you look at that? So we have a 2-year deal with Columbus. The Dallas Stars, the previous Cup champions, have also given us a contract offer, as well as Nashville and Anaheim, both for 1 year. I will say the 1-year deals, or at least Anaheim's, is the most at $4 million. However, I really think we got something good going with Columbus, so I think I'm going to stick it out there for the next 2 seasons at 3.8.
So when I got the idea for this video, I did not envision it to go as long as it did. So this is in fact going to be a multi-part series. I'm still in the editing process, so as of right now, I'm hoping I could make it simply just 3 parts, but we're going to have to see how long each video gets. I don't want the videos to get too long, so it's really going to be just a monitoring thing as the videos go on. So as of right now, I'm hoping for 3 parts, but we shall see, and I hope that you guys are gonna stick with me along for the ride. I'm sorry I couldn't get this down to just 1 video. It's simply just taking too long at this point, so it is what it is, and we're gonna see how long it takes. How long do you guys think it's gonna take? Leave a comment. Will we be able to do it in the next video? Will we, have to make 5 videos? Leave a comment and see, and also leave a comment on what types of videos you guys want to see. I'm totally open to suggestions, and so stay tuned for more great things that are coming your way, and thanks again for watching. Peace.